There are roughly 2 million men and women in the armed forces. About 10% conclude their military careers each year, each having their own plan for life after service. In this piece, we look into a few opportunities for veterans post-military service.
I knew that entrepreneurship would come to me at some point in time, but I didn't know when. I come from an entrepreneur family, and at a very young age we were very exposed to it and doing things in the entrepreneurship world, but I didn't know it was going to come to me at the time it came to me.
It was a dream. I come from a huge family, law enforcement. So since I was little, I knew I always wanted to be a police officer. I joined the military kind of as like that stepping stone that just kind of helped me out with, some experience and stuff like that. And I knew that being an officer was very challenging and demanding. And I figured the military would definitely be a good opportunity to gain that experience.
I didn't join the service for the educational benefit initially. I just went in because it's something I've been wanting to do, but my dad won't let me do it.
Each veteran has a story to tell. Post-military service may be a troublesome journey, especially without proper preparation.
My preparation started, I would say, about 6 to 8 months in advance. And that's when I was beginning to take my entrepreneurial journey a lot more seriously and deciding what I wanted to do and where I saw the future with SigFit. So it was expanding my network, making sure that everything was set in place for myself after I transitioned out of the military, and just making sure that I was good in terms of where the company was going, where I was going, and what I wanted.
Getting out, I said I had a friend who got me into a position right away, so it was kind of like, all right, I'm just leaving this place to go somewhere else. I didn't necessarily need that at that time in my life. Was it a disadvantage later on, especially when I moved down here? Yeah. As far as learning to transition from military, I joined the military when I was 20. So before that, I was working at Lowe's, 18 years old, and I was a subcontractor. I was, didn't necessarily have to deal with the real life, So I didn't have any personal preparations on getting out other than I got my ES. I'm gonna start this job Monday, and I'm gonna learn this job and learn what I need to do here, and see where that takes me.
Peyton Sickles pointed out that some service members start preparation well before the time they separate.
So while I was in the service, I constantly take at least 2 or 3 classes every semester. In conjunction with working and going to school, it's a lot of work, but I did it anyway. I didn't take an overload of credits, but just 1 or 2 classes, and the government pays 75% of the fee, which I really don't have to pay anything. It was a free tuition assistant program.
About 8 months ago, I'm going to guess 8 months ago, we signed a memorandum of understanding with Fort Stewart, Georgia, and Hunter Army Airfield to provide graduate level classes on post for soldiers and their family members, or even veterans, doesn't matter, as long as you get on post. So what we're doing is it's kind of just starting out, but we offer 4 master's degree programs at those locations and 2 master's certificates. So if a soldier already has his bachelor's degree or her bachelor's degree and they want to attend get an MBA, Master's of Business Administration, they could do that with us right on post.
Some veterans struggle after leaving military service, but they find solace in the police service.
Even for the veterans that are here, it's the same thing. A lot of them leave the military with no idea what to do next. It's like, man, I've been in the military 4 to 10 years, and now that I'm out, it's like, what do I do now? Because they're used to the structure, and once you're used to that structure, it's hard to break that. So coming into law enforcement, it's like, okay, well, this is familiar territory to me. I understand rank structure, I understand the discipline factor, I understand how to be on time, I know I need to be on time. So those things just makes it so much easier. It's like they're back at home again.
I moved down here, I think it was like in January. I waited for about a month and a half, living off my savings and stuff. And 2 weeks before I was supposed to start, they're like, hey, the federal government is no longer funding this contract. So I'm like, man, I've been out here for a month and a half living off my savings. What do I do now, you know? And it was like, from that moment on, that's where I started struggling. I started working at the Home Depot. I was a supervisor working at Home Depot, making nothing. And then I got hired at Gulfstream. I worked there for 3 months, and I got laid off. And I'm like, man, I got an aviation background. Why am I getting laid off from this place? But one of the things is when you go in, you know, to organizations like that, you're going as a contractor, so you're kind of the first people to get laid off. And then from there, I went back to Home Depot, but I went to another location closer to where I was living. And then finally, after a year of working, I'm like, there's more in life. You know, my purpose is not being fulfilled here in Home Depot. And that's when I applied for the police department, and I joined the academy in June of 2018.
Being an entrepreneur takes discipline, courage, planning, and strategy, all skills the military prides itself on, and skills that translate well for those who transition into a career of entrepreneurship.
Being in the military, it's very Outlook calendar heavy, and it's very Outlook driven. And I'm realizing that's how my business is set up now. It's like, you know, if it's not on my calendar, it's not real. I'm not doing it. So it's creating that same kind of structure and that battle rhythm, you know, to say the least, like the military says, within your business. And I think that's the biggest one for me, is having that Outlook calendar and that structure and that routine. And that's what helps your business thrive and grow and create that 3 to 5 year plan, or those, you know, those training meetings, to say the least, within your business to thrive. And the Army taught me those skills because I didn't know what that was before.
I believe that veterans are prepared well through the military to be entrepreneurs, because the military trains us in all the subsets that you need to know as an entrepreneur. In order to be a great business person, the more training and understanding you have, and it creates more sustainability and stamina in the lifestyles of our service members to withstand the changes in business so they can be successful.
Transitioning from service to civilian can have its ups and downs, but the skills and life experience gained in the service can provide a strong launching point.
Sick Fit will thrive very, very soon. I think when I made that transition piece, I was able to fully prosper and do the things I wanted to do. So big thing, as you kind of see on social media right now, is a lot of travel. And within the military, you know, you got to put in a pass. You got to put, you know, I'm asking for 4 days here, I'm asking for 4 days here, you know, or can you approve this leave form? And I'm no longer having to do that or ask anybody to go wherever I need to go. I literally just hop on a plane, go speak on that stage, and I'm back on my terms. So I think that's kind of created a little bit of easeability. And then also kind of where Sick Fit is headed and where Sick Fit is going is, it's the best decision I ever made, and I'm happy. and I'm passionate about it. And I'm no longer serving, but I'm serving alongside my brothers and sisters in a different way. And we'll reveal that really soon, so I'm excited.
The process of going through what I went through to be where I am today is basically built on the experience that I gained from the military and my education. Okay, so those two kind of work together to place me where I'm at today, which I think is great. Yeah.
Being a police officer it's more than just a job. It's a lifestyle. You know, just like, you know, the military. You know, military is, they say it's a career, but it's become a lifestyle. And you know, I see things differently now. As you know, being a police officer almost 5 years, I see things differently now. I have learned a lot. I have seen a lot. I have experienced a lot. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have, you know, to even continue serving. I think that's the biggest self-accomplishment, and I have that sense of service. I'm serving my country now. You know, serving, you know, the people just in the community.
Though the journey of transitioning is not always easy, veterans have been trained to persevere through the potential struggles of transitioning.
I served.
I served.
I served.
I served.